Welcome back, family, to Northside LDN Caramba. And today we've got Man City 2, Bournemouth 1. And I was wrong. I thought that Bournemouth were going to win this game. I can't lie. I predicted Bournemouth to win this game based on how Man City have performed all season this season and how well Bournemouth have done. But lackluster from Bournemouth today. Not good enough. Weren't up for it. Even with the fact that Haaland had so many opportunities that he missed today. Should have put them to the sword. Bournemouth didn't make them pay. You know, they had a good goal, to be fair enough. But they just didn't put them to the sword. You know what I mean? Didn't put them to the sword. Haaland had a bunch of chances that he didn't bury. A header that went over the bar. Another shot that went over the bar. A rubbish penalty, you know what I mean, from Haaland. Given the handball to Bournemouth, gets a penalty, doesn't bury it. Ultimately, Man City fans are going to be happy. You've got the win. I think the substitutions definitely changed the game. But Bournemouth weren't able to really capitalize. Apart from the Kluivert tap-in, which was a good cross from Brooks. Kusanov caught sleeping. Other than that, Man City, they ran the game. They ran the game. Bournemouth didn't offer anything at all, man. It was really, really poor from Bournemouth. Apart from that one goal, what did they really do? You know what I mean? I know, Kluivert should have got the goal. Evan Nilsson with the tap-in, but other than that, what did Bournemouth really offer? Where was the way that they played against Arsenal this season in the Premier League? Where was that intensity? Where was that, that know-how to break teams down and overload it in the final third? Really poor, man. You know what I'm saying? Absolute facts. Second half, Bournemouth just looked completely out of ideas. They looked like they didn't know how to break City down. They didn't know how to get back into the game. They never looked like scoring. City completely dominated in the second half, took over. As soon as they did certain substitutions as well, I think O'Reilly, big up to O'Reilly, man. Do you know what I mean? Played extremely well. 2 assists in this game? Did extremely well. Really did really well to find O'Reilly did really well to find Haaland for the tap-in, and he did really well to find Marmoush as well. Something that City have lacked this season, somebody on the wing that can, run into space and make the right decisions in the final third. I think O'Reilly did really, really well. Marmoush as well with a great goal. The goalkeeper should have done a bit better, if I'll be completely honest. He shouldn't be beaten like that. The ball just went just under him. Should have done better for the Marmoush goal, but I think Marmoush did really well to control it and strike it for a second time. Didn't take 1,000 touches and just stroked the ball. And there you go. Gets the goal. I think Marmoush goes without saying, man. A striker I would have 100% taken at Arsenal. Very good striker. And he did really well to get the goal. And O'Reilly did well as well. Grealish was decent, to be fair. McAtee was decent as well. Overall, calm. Obviously, Man City City fans are going to be looking at it thinking, hopefully Haaland isn't injured. But other than that, you know what I mean? Listen, O'Reilly looking like a talent, man. Very good final decisions in the final third. Marmoush looks like he's growing in confidence in the team. Haaland, you'd think hopefully he's not, injured for the rest of the season or into next season. The way he got caught, maybe it's just a precaution, maybe it's just a light injury. But other than that, it is what it is. De Bruyne, I don't think was that great from what I saw from De Bruyne, but everyone already knows De Bruyne needs to be moved on. But yeah, it was a decent game, but I expected more from Bournemouth. I was celebrating Mother's Day, so big up to everybody that's out there that has been celebrating Mother's Day. I was out with my mum. My mum's still at my house actually right now. So I was watching it, while being on Mother's Day, take my mum out to celebrate. Went to a Portuguese Brazilian restaurant. So big up to all the mums out there. Do you know what I mean? Big up to all the mums, especially the single mums like my mum. You know what I mean? We already know the sacrifices that single mums have to go through raising kids by themselves. So big up to everybody that celebrated Mum's Day, whether you did or you didn't. Big up to the mums anyway. And man, listen, it was a decent game, but obviously I wasn't fully focused in the game. But man, big up to Devante AK. What are you man saying, bro? What are you man saying about this game?
Let Ak first go because he's a City fan. Let him go.
Yeah, look at him. Look at him all smug right now. Look at him. He's happy, bro. Look at him. What are you saying, AK?
Oh, I can't lie. I'm buzzing with this win. I'm buzzing. This has been a horrid season. not gonna lie, this has been a horrid season for us, and getting a win against Bournemouth, who have who have beaten us in the previous fixture, we got one back. So the cherries can hold that, and they can stop popping the cherries for all I care. And especially Kepa, well, he failed. So yeah, but I gotta say, Bournemouth, yeah, Bournemouth were dominant in the first half. I mean, like we weren't that great, to be honest. And
What's the positives? Do you see Nico Nico O'Reilly starting from here on out, or you know what I mean? Because he had a very good game today. I think he was your most impactful player today. Does he start now going forward for you, or does he hold bench?
um, you know what, Northside, I feel that Marmoush and O'Reilly should start week in week out, because O'Reilly today proved that why youth are important in this team.
Mm,
Youth are very important in this team, not gonna lie, because today, if you've seen Nico O'Reilly's performance today in the second half,
mm,
he really turned up. He was class. He took on the entire defense,
mm.
and he cooked Kepa.
So he starts, yeah. For you, he starts. He starts over
Yes,
Doku for you.
yes, for me he starts, no doubt.
I hear that, man. I hear that, bro. I felt like he played really well for the Haaland goal. I think he did well to run into space. The thing is, yeah, you've had Doku that can run into space and Savio that runs into space, but it's their decision making in the final third. You know what I mean? Doku a lot of times he hasn't got the shooting prowess or doesn't make the right decisions. Sometimes it's a bit frustrating. Savio gets into good positions, but then doesn't bury his opportunities. O'Reilly's come in and he's like, okay, he didn't score, but he's making the right decisions at the right time. He's releasing the ball at the right time. He's finding the right runs and the right players in the right positions. So for me, I agree. I think he keeps his spot. I think he keeps his spot right now. I can't say that Doku. Listen, people may say, "Oh, it's one performance," but at the end of the day, if a player's on form and they're playing well, you've got to allow the player to continue to play, man. It should be based on merit. You know what I mean? It should be based on your performances. So yeah, man, I think he did really, really well, bro. And Marmoush as well, man. I think he's like growing, game in, game out in this City team, bro. Because it's not like he's coming to a City team that's firing, but yet he looks hungry, bro. The goal he scored against Brighton, the goal he scored today. Do you know what I mean? Marmoush is playing really, really well, man. Like that guy, it's not like he's coming into, do you know what I mean? The team that like Haaland walked into, or the team that Aguero walked into. So I think Marmoush and O'Reilly keep their spot, man. What are you saying, AK?
I would say, I mean, I don't know about Haaland. I don't know about the extent of Haaland's injury. Hopefully he's okay, but if he is, then I would say start Marmoush as striker every game, and he will score for us.
Mm.
That's all I'll say.
I
And
got a
today,
question, I
yeah,
got a question though for you, Ak. Do you regret giving Haaland a 10-year extension? Do you think it was a bad idea, or maybe
uh, no. I mean, of course, because Haaland, I know. I mean, like even though he came in his first season and won a treble and scored a lot of goals, but I would say, yeah, we do need him in the future, no doubt, because he is one of our better strikers at the end of the day,
Mm.
and he has scored. He's won us games. He has scored goals for us. So yeah, we do need him. We do need Haaland.
But would you start him over Marmoush?
Would I start him over Marmoush?
different
I
type
would say, of course, Pep. He always like to start. He always like to start his favorites.
So you reckon Haaland's gonna start and Marmoush is gonna be the backup?
Probably, but yeah, but I hope Pep comes out of his old ways and sort of changes it up. Yeah, but I feel that Marmoush should start week in week out because of the performances he's putting in.
Mm.
Good performances he's putting in, and I want to see that. I want to see that.
I agree. I feel like Marmoush should be starting and Haaland should be coming off of the bench as an impact sub at the moment because Marmoush is warranting starting right now. You know what I mean? Like Haaland today, his finishing today, boy, that was poor, bro. Not just the penalty, but even an open play, bro. Like he's so frustrating. But the thing is, he'll still get the numbers. That's the thing with Haaland. He'll still get the numbers, but with this team, bro, it's so up and down. I don't know. I would play Marmoush. I just think he offers a lot more. I think the way that his link up play is a lot better. I think he's a lot more energetic. I feel like for me, he just brings a little bit more. Whereas Haaland is just like, if he doesn't score, if the team ain't ticking, there's a lot to be desired. But I know it's crazy because Haaland puts the numbers. It's kind of hard to justify him being on the bench, but I don't know, man. I'd put him as a bench player. I'd put him as an impact. If you need a goal, last 30 minutes or something, and Marmoush hasn't scored within like 60, 70 minutes, cool, bring Haaland on. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's mad. The opportunities that he missed in the first half, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like up against better opposition, does he get back into the game? Does he get those opportunities? I don't know.
Yeah, note side, not gonna lie. Yeah, Haaland's performance today was absolute dross. It was dross, no doubt, because apart from that pen that he missed, that he should have netted, he should have put that in the back of the net easily. But yeah, that was disgusting. And his second chance of the game, he skied over the bar, which, which was again.
Mm.
I have
What did you make of De
no
Bruyne?
words to describe that.
What did you make of De Bruyne today?
I feel he was doing his thing, controlling the midfield and finding the spaces to assist, pass, and everything. But yeah, but I have to say his passing is still there. He still has his magic passes here and there, but his shooting, yeah, his shooting has been poor, and I think he needs to leave. He needs to leave in the summer. He needs to. He's
Mm.
done. He's done.
Nah, I hear that, man. I hear that. Devante, what do you make of this game, bro?
Well, first half, Bournemouth definitely had the upper hand. But second half, Pep did the necessary changes with O'Reilly and Marmoush, and they played a better second half. I had it wrong. I really thought Bournemouth was gonna take down City, especially at home. But
So did I.
Pep showed his brilliance, and I feel like Rashid said it yesterday. I think City's gonna win the FA Cup though, but we never know. That's the thing about football. You just never know.
Mm.
But yeah, Haaland, man, I feel like right now Marmoush definitely needs to start. I agree with AK. Marmoush needs to start, especially now that because are they fourth or fifth now in the league, City?
We are fifth. We are fifth.
Yeah, y'all need Champions League football. So like I feel like start Marmoush so you can win those games, get the goals, and then next season get the players that y'all need to like catch on and win trophies again. O'Reilly, O'Reilly, by the way, he's a decent player. Definitely got some talent though. That's for sure. Kevin De Bruyne, it's time, bro. It's time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
Florida
time.
time is
It's
catching
time.
up with you.
It
It's
is
time.
time.
Yeah, it is time. And Nico Gonzalez, right? I remember seeing him at Barca before he went to Porto. He's talented, but I don't know if he's ready yet for that spot that Roji's playing. When Roji comes back, we don't know if he comes back the same player because he had an ACL injury, and the ACL injury is very, very, hard to come back from. But the thing about Roji is he doesn't really rely on athleticism like that. So we'll see how that goes. Also, by the way, Arsenal fans, the top gooners, Semenyo. Are y'all done with that? Are you done with that now? That was your flavor of the month, Semenyo. Man, like Booker T, nah, bro. Like nah. That's one of those. I hate those players. It's just run and gun. That's all they do, running. They don't got tech. They only got pace. Nah, Semenyo not good enough. I'm sorry. Like he had his little run, little purple patch. I'm sorry. No, we don't need Semenyo, bro. We don't need Semedo. Wait, like, might as well just give me Justin Clifford, right? Like, at least I know Justin Clifford is talented and he's decent. Kepa, not a good performance. Like, the penalty save was good, but the thing with Haaland is, like, lately he's been slack with penalties. Don't you agree? Like, his penalties has been awful lately. He missed a lot of penalties, I would say, this season. But Kepa, man, you know what it is with Bournemouth, right? It's one of those teams that are kind of taking advantage of how bad the Premier League is this season. I would say this season, in terms of quality, is the worst season I've ever seen in the Premier League, because Nottingham Forest is able to contend for top four, even Bournemouth. And no disrespect to those teams, because they play some decent football, especially Bournemouth. But I don't think they're better than Arsenal on their day. City, if City was able to do something this season, but they haven't. Like, the traditional top six, top four have been slacking this season. Let's be honest. Like, City has not been good. Arsenal not been good.
Yes,
Spurs,
boys.
yeah, Spurs bullshit. Chelsea, yeah, like it's not
Hey,
good.
listen. At least, yeah, you're not gonna say you're happy with second. You know them ones.
No.
Your teams are happy with second, blood. You know they're
fuck
wearing
no.
no tax and that. You know them.
No. We don't
I can
accept
see you
second
coming
over there.
with chest because your team won 2-0 today. I hear it, innit? But
Yeah, but it's true.
bro,
we still got seven games to go.
if Ajax lost today, bro, he would have come with smoke, even though Man City's not his team. You know what? He told us, bro, the mood's gonna be mad.
No, I swear, I would have had
Let me give Northside a bit of context. Yeah, so his Italian Arteta came out in the press conference and said they must have asked him, "Would you be happy finishing second?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'd be happy finishing second." And then obviously they're in the title race and they were playing today against PSV. So he was waiting for them to bottle it.
Yeah.
And then he would have pressed, you know what I mean, the atomic bomb thing. You know what I mean?
Nah, but the thing is,
Liquidate the club, you know what I mean?
yeah, let me, before I go back into the game, about the little thing with Farioli is sometimes he got those Arteta traits, some of the weird stuff. But if he really is on his game, then he's a decent manager. If he just let all that bullshit aside. But back to the Bournemouth City, yeah, man. Like I said, City probably going to win the FA Cup. It's going to be a fun match though against Nottingham Forest though. I feel like Nottingham Forest is going to park the bus maybe. I think they're going to do the same against Brighton. And then I definitely think the final is going to be Villa versus City. And I think that's going to be a good match to see. Yes.
Yeah, I think Forest was the Forest.
Bro, my highlight for that game yesterday was whatever we spoke about. Whatever it was. I don't remember watching the game because it was all sideways. That we were laughing at that Bolo striker for no reason. Whatever his name is, blood, that scrub up front. And then that's it. Penalties, couple man missed. That's all I know, bro. I can't do much reaction to that game. Because you'll be like 10 seconds, I might as well just upload a short. You know what I'm saying? Good game, finish. I watched the City one. And bro, they almost threw it away, innit? You have to take your opportunity. And obviously the two opportunities that they had with Haaland were easy chances, bro. I think the chip, it was more, he didn't have to hit it hard, even though he's chipping it, because he's already coming fast. You know that? He's sprinting. So knowing, having played up front, I know sometimes you're running, because you're running so quick, the momentum, you already got the momentum. Sometimes you don't have to strike the ball, innit? So even if he tried to chip it, he kind of just had to hit it a little bit, and he would have had enough. But what happened is it bounced and then it hit his shin, so he went higher than he wanted. But it's still a miss, isn't it? Regardless, because he could have just slotted it in the corner, and it's Kepa, bro. All you have to do is just kick it 2 yards away from his arms, and he can't reach. You know that was then dinosaur arms, blood. But he got that, and he got the penalty, and penalty was it was a good save. You could say he didn't take it well and all that, but sometimes once the goalie goes the right way, if you don't strike it perfectly on the side net, and on that corner, goalies can save it no matter how short they are, innit? Doesn't matter how short they are, but they will reach it. So after that, it was a bit boring. Obviously, they went into obviously they could, because you could tell when you watch the game, that when that ground started shaking up after that missed that penalty, they could score, innit? And that's when you take the momentum shifted from Man City to Bournemouth, and they managed to obviously take their chances, innit? They got their goal, and then after that, it became Man City again, innit? Even like that O'Reilly kid, bro, he came on that left hand side, yeah, and he just all the space in the world he had, you know, all the space. Marmoush came on, scored straight away. And yeah, man, after that, they started to do this thing where instead of killing the game off, it was almost like, let's just get to the end. You know what I mean? And they were lucky that Bournemouth wasn't really trying to go forward too much, innit? You know what I mean? They couldn't really, but it was all long ball, long ball, long ball. And then even Grealish had the opportunity to shoot where he did, and he just passed it across. And Gundogan hit the post, innit? So, yeah, man, at least I know that they're playing. Who are they playing? Forest. That's going to be a good game, depending on if Forest turn it up and not play like they did yesterday. And then who's Villa playing again? Who's the other team that's in it?
Palace are playing.
Oh, Crystal Palace.
Palace. Oh yeah, Palace. So Palace and I don't know. I think Villa.
Hussam, man. Oh, I can't lie, Hussam. Yeah, I reckon Villa win it, bro. I can't lie. I think Villa win it, bro. Like, I know City did well today, but the way that they're missing opportunities and stuff, like these guys have not been consistent all season, bro. I reckon Villa may be able to just do it and stink it through, bro. I can't even lie, because I feel like they can play the way to frustrate Man City. You know what I mean? Just sit back, frustrate them, don't give them no space, ruffle up Haaland, and just muscle them in the midfield. Yeah, and they're not really doing much. They don't really have the midfield to combat a physical game. Let's be real. They don't really have the legs like that. You know what I mean? Okay, O'Reilly did well today, but is he going to replicate that in a final? We're yet to see, innit? We haven't seen this guy on a consistent basis, week in, week out. I reckon Villa be able to stink it out, bro. Like this guy, like Unai Emery, he's more than happy to stink it out, yeah, and just get that little one dagger, yeah, and just stink it. He doesn't care how he does it, bro. He don't care about what he looks like, bro. You know what I mean?
You know what it is? He's in a cup competition, Northside, yeah, and he got Rashi bagging. You know the one?
Yeah, this is what he's about, bro. He
hasn't bagged anyway. Bro. Now he's bagging, bro. Yeah, I hear it.
Like I don't really like. I think like City, there's things that they can be happy about, yeah. But that midfield can still be overhauled. If you've seen the Brighton game, like Nico Gonzalez by himself can't run that midfield, innit? So let's be real. If Aston Villa start hitting you on the counter attack, who's gonna like win the ball back? Because Nico Gonzalez is good, yeah, but not as a sole number 6, bro. He needs help. Yeah. So as soon as you get overrun in the midfield's done. Korsunov, he's good, but sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes he doesn't really communicate well with his defenders, even though he's very good 1v1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then you've got Rico Lewis that can be cooked. Defensively, I don't rate him like that. You got Vardio that is good, but sometimes he has the possibility sometimes to do something stupid as well. So this is what I'm saying, bro. If you keep asking questions of that defense, we've seen it all season. As soon as you bypass Man City's defense, that centre back, that back line, doesn't hold its own for 90 minutes, bro. That's the reality. It can't do it. As soon as Brighton overruled that midfield, that's when they started scoring goals. That's why you guys drew that game, wasn't it? 2-2. Do you get what I'm saying? Even though Marmoush scored a screamer or whatever. So that midfield can get got out.
They don't keep the ball like they used to. So because they don't keep the ball like they used to, and they still playing the high line, but then even when they used to lose the ball, remember, it was literally a couple seconds and they get the ball back. Now they don't get the ball back, yeah? And they get caught on the high line and they still pay for all the mistakes they make, yeah? As soon as they make a mistake, you know it's going to go in. That's the one team I've seen this season who can pay for almost every mistake. But they haven't made many mistakes in the last couple of seasons, and it's almost like it's all coming together in one season. So it is what it is, man. It just, like Hussam said it. What did he say? Wembley experience might push City through. Time will tell. That's what he said. So
yeah,
it could be, but then you have the magic of the FA Cup, whatever people call it. You know what I mean? Which could mean that some teams might turn up in it because it's a one-time occasion, like Newcastle did. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like that didn't help Liverpool. Do you know what I'm saying? Like That didn't help Liverpool and their cup magic and winning trophies. So I don't know, man. I just feel like this City team is just too easily to get done by. Even the first half, they were frustrated. They don't perform for 90 minutes. The midfield can get overhauled. When you look at Mateus Nunes, he can get cooked. Rico Lewis, he can get cooked. Vardy at times can do silly mistakes. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that centre back, that back line, 90 minutes, the midfield being bypassed without help from a DM or Rodri or somebody like that, bro. They're gonna leak goals, bro. And the thing is, once you score against Aston Villa, like I said, I just feel like, bro, Unai Emery will be like, stink the fuck out of it, blood. You know what I mean? Just to shut the
I know.
This guy's got a vendetta when it comes to Arsenal. I don't blame him. I don't blame him, bro. Because imagine, you've come from a background of having a CV of I've won this, that this club has never won a Europa League, Man, I get you to a final, Then you sack me when you didn't back me. But then I see next guy that because he looks young and he's got a better hairline, all of a sudden he's the one that gets 750 M's.
You know what this reminds you of?
I can be spiteful, innit? Bro, I would say fuck that club for life, bro. I swear down, bro. Real talk, because it's some bullshit.
You know what this reminds me of, that if man's in a relationship, and you're working every day, she's sitting at home. You know them ones. Every day you're working, then she divorces you, but then she gives the other guy that I got money bare time. You know them. You're like, bro, what's going on? We could have bought a yard. You know them ones. That's a similar thing.
He's not even a millionaire, bro. He's one of them man that are selling flyers in fucking Oxford Street. You get me? And I'm like, you know that guy that's selling flyers. You know the hot peanuts. You know you get the hot peanuts.
I've been there.
The hot peanuts in Central. You know the caramelized peanuts. Man left me.
Circus there.
My girl left me for the guys selling the hot caramelized peanuts. In Oxford, I'm like,
no, certain man get left for the Donnies that sell the big issue. You know?
Do you know what I mean?
You know it. You know
You left me for the caramelized peanuts guy. Come on, man. It's fuck you for life. You know what I mean? It's fuck you for life.
These times Devante's eating caramelized peanuts.
Hey, he's having the popcorn, blood.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, man. You know what I mean? Certain things is bro. Can't let that slide.
But north side. Not gonna lie, I know we got an upcoming test against Forest in the semis, and of course next week, we got Man United. Up next.
Hey, you lot.
Oh,
yeah, you probably lose that though. It is what it is.
You
don't like this counter-attacking teams.
No. I'm saying we got United, and then probably by the end of April, we got the semis against Forest.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Like I said, I don't really like, at the start of the season, I backed you lot to win the league. You lot let me down, innit? So I ain't backing you lot no more, innit? You know what I'm saying? This is what I said. I thought you lot were gonna lose.
Oh, North, you have to be second chances, North, man.
Huh? Nah.
Yeah, you have second chances, bro.
Nah.
Man believed for 20 years, but he's a hypocrite. Northside's a hypocrite, you know. He believed Arsenal for 20 years, but he's not willing to give you a chance. One mistake, you know, you're out. You know that much. One mistake, you're out, you know. Strike one, out.
Oh, good. Nah, bro, this guy, look at him, about to believe Arsenal for 20 years. Guy chatting shit. Nah, bro, I can't. Nah, I can't see you lot performing on a consistent basis. That's the thing with you lot. Bro. There's no consistency with you lot. I don't really see it, bro.
And the problem is, they don't have time to rest and reset because they're going into this Club World Cup thing and then back to the season, innit? So remember, this season kind of low-key for them has been a bit hectic, where mentally as well, where they're not performing where they were performing. So you have that. It's a weird one on the players as well, where they're like, bro, we should be up here, but what's going on the pitch? You get what I'm saying? Usually, when these things happen, at the end, they crash out and go where like United or someone is, which is what used to happen to us. You go like 10th or something, and then your manager gets sacked, and you get that reset in it, where okay, we got a new manager, probably new tactics, new ideas, whatever. They're going with the same manager, but no rest. So it almost feels like a continuation in it. This season and next season is going to be like tied. And even a lot of these players they get in, beside Marmoush, who's kind of gelled in well, that Kusanov, the other players, they still have to get used to the Pep thing, which usually takes 2 years or whatever. But it's almost like you don't feel like they are gonna have that rest. So I don't really get the idea of what's gonna happen with them next season. Do you get it? I'm kind of thinking about like, is it gonna be the same thing, or is it when they get personnel gets fixed? But I know their midfield they got no legs as well, innit? So it's just one of them things where
Big up, Aaron.
big up Aaron. It's just one of them things for me where it's one of the reasons why their press ain't good, innit? Because they ain't got the personnel, the legs in midfield.
Yeah.
So it's literally just they bypass the strikers. Haaland don't do anything anyway besides press, and then he just goes straight. Midfield's non-existent or something, and he goes straight to their defense. This is why we focus so much on their defense, yeah, because you just feel like they're always exposed, innit? But they ain't got the defense ahead. Like bro, it's almost like they got 2 lines of defense, bro. The ones,
Yeah, no,
the goalie, and that's it.
Yeah,
The Kusanov guy, as much as mistakes that he's made, like when you see him defend 1v1, he's good.
yeah.
He goes in tackles, he does all of that. But even that, I don't know why they're playing a midfielder at right back. It's like a different version of Arteta, isn't it? You lot play centre backs at right back. This guy's playing midfielders at right back. Do you get what I'm saying? Because if you look at it now, yeah, why is this Nunes guy playing at right back, bro? He done a little Gusto thing, fell asleep at back post, and then man scored. Do you get it? It's like, bro, and then people are saying,
he was playing him as a winger as well at the start of the season. He was playing him as a winger.
Yeah, left wing.
Yeah, he played him left wing.
Yeah. But then you could kind of look over it because at some point they had so many injuries, innit? That the wingers were out and this guy's out. So you think maybe just throw him up there because you know he can provide something for him, innit? But if your players are fit, man, I'm seeing Doku on the bench, Marmoush. I went on Twitter, the City fans are like, just put a good 11 out. You know what? Why is
Yes,
they're all pissed, you know. They're all saying, yo, he's just trying to score the thing.
Yes, sir. That was practically me before the game when I first saw that lineup. I'm like, again, favorites. I'm like, Pep, don't you ever learn from your mistakes? I was like that.
That's how he is, bro. He's gonna die like that, bro. That's how he is, bro. He's stubborn, isn't it? The difference is your manager has a lot of trophies that validate his stubbornness. That's the only thing. You know what I'm saying? With my manager, he's saying, Arteta, what about the trophies? 3. Community shield. 3 for me, please. Respect, my friend. Respect. Anyway, big up Aaron, bro. What do you say?
Northside, yeah, to touch on what you're saying, the fact that the community shields are 2/3 of his trophy haul is embarrassing in itself, isn't it? What are we doing here? What are you doing, you Portuguese? What are we doing here, man? Come on, boys.
Football editing.
Come on, boys, man. No, what heritage is that, man? That's no heritage whatsoever, man. AK, big up. Devontae, big up. Yasser, big up, obviously.
Anytime.
Portuguese, Northside, big up, mate. No. And chat as well. I seen as well before I come on. Likes ain't like him. What's going on, man? Smash that like button.
Yo, smash up the likes, you frauds.
Come on, man.
Even though I went to this, smash up the likes.
Yeah, listen, you've got 9 digits and 2 thumbs. Use one of them to press the like button. Come on, man. The odds are in your favour. What are we doing here, man? Come on, man. But now, do you know what? Yeah, big up to Manchester City. And I'll say this, right? You've got to give them credit where credit's due. Look, they have absolutely stanked the place out nearly in every single round they've been in, but they are in a semi-final. That's all that matters. And do you know what? They're probably going to get into a final, and do you know what? They're probably going to win the cup. And you got to give your credit to them because, you know, when we look back in 10 years' time, you'll see winners probably with Manchester City 25 on there. You won't see that they struggled in a lot of their rounds. You'll see that they won the trophy. No one cares at Manchester City how you get there is whether you win it. No one cares in general, not just at Manchester City. It's all about getting over the line. It's always all been about that. Do you know what I mean? We've had a couple of runs, you know, that's been favourable in our cups. But when we go and use our point as a reference, like I can remember in 2014, I think it was 2014, sorry. I think we maybe played Liverpool in that season early on, maybe 3rd or 4th round. But other than that, we had a nice little easy run. You know what I mean? Played Hull in the final. Made a pig's ear of it, but you get what I'm saying. You know, I think we played maybe Chelsea or someone in the 15, but, you know, eventually played City, Aston Villa, sorry, in that final. No one cares because guess what? Arsenal are on the trophy in 14 and 15. No one cares. So fair dues to Manchester City. Look, the frustrating thing I think as an Arsenal fan when we look at it in that sort of light is if Manchester City win that cup, man, it just makes Arsenal season even worse. And I'm sure you've covered it, boys. Do you know what I mean? I might be rehashing something you boys have already said, so apologies if I'm regurgitating stuff, but it's just frustrating, you know what I mean, to sit there as an Arsenal fan and think we've had 5 years and we've only beat Oxford and we've only beat Crystal Palace in the third round, and that's the only wins that we've had. And Manchester City can be as horrendous as they have been this season and get themselves to a semi-final. And considering the competition that they've got, you'd expect them to win it. It's just a bit sweet. Do you know what I mean? From a football fan's perspective, fair dues to him. But from an Arsenal fan's perspective, it's just a little bit. It's a little bit gutting. Do you know what I mean? To just see that chances are just given and they're taken sort of elsewhere while we're sat there thinking it's been 5.5 years now, and it'll be 6.5 years till we win a trophy because we've got to fast forward a year. Unless we win the Champions League, we've got to fast forward a year, boys. Our next available trophies in March 2026. That's just a fact.
Next year, I don't know, because you're admiring Gyökeres and all of that. Maybe you can get a Carabao Cup or something. You know
yeah, but you got to get the geezer, Yasser. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? We was admiring Gyökeres and Isak last year. We was admiring the year
there's
before.
A difference. There's
a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. Morpheus, Matrix.
But no. You know what it is? The difference is now Berta likes him. It's not just Arsenal. So maybe that'll help.
You still got to do it. We can see Berta's CV from Atletico Madrid, and we're all like, yeah, that's buzzing. But we don't know what his CV's like working with Arsenal under the Kroenkes at Arsenal. We need to see stuff. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, he could do this, he could do that. The proof's got to be in the pudding. We'll go back to this on September the 2nd once I've seen what Arsenal's window's like. Do you know what I mean? That's when I'm going to judge Berta. You know what I mean? I'm full of hope, of course, with Berta. Of course I'm full of hope because I'm hoping that he can change the grain and the horrendous signings that we've had. But realistically, I'm not going to judge him until September 2nd when the window closes. When it closes the 1st, I think 11 o'clock. Well, I'll judge that when I wake up in the morning on the 2nd and have a little look, see what Geezer's done. Do you know what I mean?
But there's two windows
I'm
now.
going to see if he's made a difference. Pardon me?
There's two windows. Well, not two windows. There's a little timeout in between. We got half time and then we got another.
Well, it's funny you should say about Gyökeres, and it's funny that because I've seen reports recently that say, oh, you know, he might be available, and they're loose reports. You know, he might be available between 50 and 60 million in cash. Like, I mean, maybe that's all well and good, but I don't want Arsenal to start looking and thinking, oh, well, we might be able to get him 20 mil cheap. And then what we'll do is we'll spend 3/4 of the transfer window all the way until August the 1st negotiating with him. And then Man United are coming and just go, oh, we'll just pay the 85 million. And then all of a sudden we've spent 2 months trying to sign him. And then we look around and think, all right, who's left? Because someone else has gazumped us because we're so tight. We offered 60 million and £1. And then we look around and everyone else has been signed. What I would do is just go, do you know what? Maybe he might be available a little bit cheaper. But 1 second past 12 o'clock on June the 1st, I'll be going, here is 85 million Sporting. Now we're going to spend the next week negotiating with Gyökeres. And on the 7th or latest the 10th, maybe even worst case scenario, the 14th of June, we've got him in. Job done. And now we can spend the rest of our summer looking there and going, right, we've got our striker and we've got our number one target in. Now who else is there? Will Arsenal do that? History says no. But we're all looking there and thinking, that's what I'd do. 85 million. Just get it done. Finished. Job done. Start your summer the way we all hope it will. Let's see what Berta's made of. Let's see if we can just go out there and go, yeah, we want that. Boom. Job done. Can you imagine as Arsenal fans, Northside, boys, everyone, can you imagine by June the 14th and we've got Gyökeres in already in the door? You'd be thinking, wouldn't you? You're going, maybe this might be a good little summer here. This might be actually all right. You'd be at least somewhat more positive than you would do negative. But what about if we ain't still signed no one by July the 1st?
They were just amazing.
I'm thinking there ain't going to be another Calafiori and Mikel Merino season because let's get it right. People in the chat, people in the panel. If we have another season or a summer rather, like the Calafiori and Mikel Merino with a Sterling sprinkled on top, that's going to be the ugliest cake you'll ever fucking eat in your life. And Arsenal will absolutely 150% go that way if we have another one of them summers. I'll argue it all day long.
You see me, yeah? I'm starting to get this weird feeling, yeah, that you guys might end up with Nkunku. because he's a 9, but he's
Get
not.
out of here, man.
Don't
Get out of here with this.
Bro,
start.
get out of here, bro.
Well, I used to
45
like you,
million,
man.
you can have him, bro.
But that's a yellow card already.
No, we don't want no more
Include-
Chelsea players.
And
No.
Clunky, bro, you can get him. I
Unless
don't
it's
think we'll
Cole
keep
Palmer.
Sterling.
Nah, we're not getting on. Nah,
Bro, he's a 9, but not a 9. That's your thing, bro.
No, we don't need a 9.
Nah, we
man.
already got the
Keep
light
him.
skin.
We need a
got Havertz.
9.
We don't
He's a
need.
what is it called?
I'll tell you what, Yasser, you can have
position
Havertz back for
fluid.
65 million. What do you reckon on
Yeah.
that?
No. He's bro, no side. He's position fluid, whatever you lot call it, blood. He can play.
Position fluid.
Yeah, he can
Whatever
play
you
Position
like-
fluid. Oh my.
But this is the thing, though, yeah. There's so many people that are out there for strikers, yeah. And I think we had this chat with Aaron before, yeah. There's so many teams that are looking for strikers now, and there's some teams willing to put the cash down, and some aren't. There was already reports about like was it Forest North side?
Yeah, Forest.
Yeah, and I seen Wolfie talk about it. That Forest Fan TV guy, he was saying their owner, bro, waits for the players in the tunnel to hug every single one of them, bro. He'll get them what they need, doesn't it? And he got money as well, so he will try to spend money. So there are owners out there that's gonna spend money that they need. It just depends on whether you guys do the same, innit? We keep hearing war chest and that. There's only 2 teams that I hear war chest from, and that's Liverpool and Arsenal, like. And they're usually the 2 that don't actually spend the most money. And the only time they've recently spent a lot of money is that guy up front, Nunes, and that was Klopp's decision. You know them ones. So I don't see it, man. Because for me, it's either going to be Sesko or someone else. But I don't think it's going to be. Gyökeres and them. Do you get it? Because Barca's in for strikers as well, and Lewandowski looks like that. Or this is the funny one. Yeah. Apparently, news came out that Muller's not going to get his contract renewed. Thomas Muller might be leaving, innit? Bayern Munich. So you don't know what Arteta might be on, innit? You never know what Arteta might be on. This is the thing, bro. And it's players that are playing that position. This is the thing we're talking about. You get it? What do they call it? Surprise signings? Or was it opportunity signing? Opportunistic signings. That's what they call it. Yeah, you never know what they end up going
Market
for.
opportunities in that.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Do you know what I'll do, boys? Just to jump sort of straight in for that. And a couple of people have disagreed with this, and I took this take on my channel, yeah. And it's annoying that I have to go back this, so I'm prepared to take the heat off a couple of people. But I would sign Gyökeres. I mean, I've made my point on that. Release the clause, get it done. Jonathan David's available on a free. Now, in this current particular state, of course, we're not going to sign 2 of them. But what I do is I just go, do you know what, Gabriel Jesus, you're on 260k a week, yeah? You're not fit until November. That means you're not going to play a game until December. You're probably not going to be sold in that window because you're not going to be good enough, which means you'll probably at best be sold next summer, which is, as it currently stands, 15, 16 months away at a rate of 1.2 million a month. I'll just go right now. I'll just go take 15, 20 million, get away, go away. Like, you're absolutely done. And do you know what? I'd give that money to sign in Jonathan David. It might sound a little bit silly, but I'd just go, do you know what? If we got rid of Jesus and just ripped his contract off and paid him off, that'd be about the money that you'd probably pay for Jonathan David. And then all of a sudden, you've got rid of an absolute ridiculously injury-prone player who's on top money, who's absolutely rinsing your club of signing any top sort of forwards because of the wages on. He don't give anything. He's had 3 months of the club and 3 years. Just absolutely do it. And do you know what? If we did just rip his contract up and got Jonathan David and a Gyökeres in there, you'd be freshening in that striker. Like, that whole role would just be completely fresh. And I don't want to, and that's why I'm prepared to take the heat, because I don't want to have to go back to ripping the contract up. But when you realistically look at it, the only reason why we ripped up all them last contracts is because they were so moronic, whoever given them contracts to absolute bang average players and world-class wages. That's why we done it last time, and we just repeat the same problems over and over again. So do you know what? For me, Gabriel Jesus, 15, 20 million, ergo, get away. Just go somewhere else. I don't care about you. Your future ain't at Arsenal. Get Jonathan David in. There you go. You've got 2 brand new strikers. Both one of them's 26, one of them's 24. And all of a sudden, you've got a bit of a future there. Do you know what I mean? You can almost rebuild that old position and start again. That's what I'd do. Will it happen? Absolutely not. But
I agree. I said it before when Liverpool bought Suarez and Andy Carroll. You know, the big name signing. I know it worked around the other way, but it is what it is, isn't it? You get the big boy signing Gyökeres, and then you go and get You go and get a Jonathan David, or you go and get a Santiago Jimenez. That's how we should be moving, because none of these strikers are good enough. I completely agree. There was no contingency plan in how we were going to deal with getting rid of Balogun and Nketiah. You know, we always just seem behind. We look slow. You know, was it really an upgrade getting Kai Havertz to Nketiah? Not the upgrade that we paid for. You know, in terms of 65 M's, okay, cool. You'd say, okay, that's not breaking the bank, but then the wages that you put him on, is the output that much? Is it really that big of a difference? What was Nketiah getting? 6, 7, 8 goals a season? And then you got Kai Havertz getting his best season, getting 14 goals, 13 goals a season. Is that really a justifiable boost in wages and the money that we spend? I don't think so. I don't think so. You could have went and got a Dovbik that was putting up better numbers for less money and less wages. You could have went and got a Santiago Jimenez for less wages. You could have went and got, like you said, a Jonathan David. You could have went and got all sorts of defenders that you could, strikers that you could have went and got. You could have been proactive in getting Gyökeres before he left the Championship for the Portuguese league, and you wouldn't have broken the bank. You know, even Pavlidis, a Benfica striker that's performed in the Champions League, they signed him up for like 15 million euros, 20 million euros. You know, that's less than 20 million pounds. And he was scoring goals against Barcelona's and Champions League teams and stuff like that. Where's Havertz been doing that for us? So there was options out there. I completely agree with you, bro. This whole thing about getting one striker isn't going to solve anything. Yep. This whole thing about people, you know, I feel like the fan base as a whole, they're very narrow-minded when they say, this is all we need. Yeah, we don't just need a striker. We need two. We don't just need 2 strikers coming in. We need a number 10. We don't just need a number 10. We need somebody that's actually going to be able to fill in as a centre-back. Because if anything happens to any of our centre-backs, that great defence that this fan base lord up is going to be exposed. Were we not exposed this season when we had Timber at centre-back? We were. When we had Timber or we had Kivior at centre-back, we was exposed. We didn't look as good. Nowhere near. We don't just need a centre-back and a number 10. We also need a left winger. We also need a right winger. We also need another left back. You know what I mean? Maybe we rotate Timber and Ben White on the right-hand side, or maybe you play Kivior as a left-hand side. But either way, even if we play Timber as a left back and Declan and Ben White as a right back, cool, you got Skelly to rotate for the left back role, but we still need another right back. So no matter how you try and spin it around, we need another fullback because Zinchenko's not good enough and leaving, Tierney's leaving, and Kivior isn't good enough to hold down that spot. And people say that we've got so much versatility. We've got personnel. We don't have quality, though. We've got personnel and we don't have quality. That's the reality about it. You know, if we got Declan Rice going into next season, what's going to be with our midfield? Because people are talking about the way we play football, Aaron, yeah? But we're going to have Declan Rice as the lone 6. And then what we're going to have? Miko Moreno next to him, or Miko Moreno is the lone 6. Both of these DMs can't progress the ball forward. Neither one of them have the ability to progress the ball forward like that. And then what? We've got Odegaard as the 10. Sorry, that's not as great as having Thomas Partey and Declan Rice in that midfield and then Odegaard. Because Thomas Partey offers something that neither one of them two offer. So our midfield is going to become more static. Yeah. We talk about missing Xhaka, it's going to become more static.
Zooby-dooby-doo.
So, well...
You know what, mate?
Dooby-doo, where are you?
Do you know what, mate? One of our... sorry, Devante, go on. Sorry.
No, the thing about Zubimendi, like from what I've seen, I don't know if he's ready for the Premier League yet, to be honest. I mean, he's good, but like, is he really gonna like change our midfield? Is he really gonna like progress our midfield? Is he better than Partey? I feel like Partey is definitely at this point better than Zubimendi. I feel like Zubimendi is kind of getting a little too overrated to my liking, though. I've seen good stuff from him, but I don't think that he's gonna do what Partey does for us. Like, I know Rice as a 6 isn't the best because he works better as a double pivot, like a check or something. But
yeah,
believe.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Do you know what? One of Arsenal's better signings would be. I genuinely believe this as well. Is we do need another central midfielder, whether that be defensive, CM, box, whatever, however you want to label it. Definitely a left-sided 8 as well. I mean, for a market opportunity, we love that word. David Luiz ain't really pulling trees up, and he was available for a loan. Douglas Luiz. Apologies for that. Yeah, just get that right. Yeah. Apologies for that. No, that could be a player that could come in, probably on a good price, that could come in and do a job, that knows the league. But that's not what I was talking about. Do you know what? I generally agree with what you just said about the Thomas Partey thing. Listen, Thomas Partey and Declan Rice have been there to actually be utilised fantastically well, because both have been largely fit most of the season, apart from the medical doctors that all the top gooners are trusting now, that carried on playing Thomas Partey with a broken toe. That's another conversation. I've always thought that these two are all about the 4-2-3-1, and I think we've missed a massive trick with them. And especially going to the Real Madrid game, I'd be avid playing them at 4-2-3-1. Thomas Partey is excellent. We haven't got another player like him with his back to goal, receiving it so close to the box, being able to drop a shoulder and then spin out of danger with players around him and then make a progressive pass. And then there you go, you've got counter-attack. That's exactly why I'd play, say, a Martinelli up top, along with an Ethan Nwaneri against Real Madrid, because you've got them runners then, once you can beat the press and then spin them so early back in the box. But that's what I'd be doing with Thomas Partey. If you could, I'd give him a year with an option for another year, purely because I genuinely don't think Arsenal are going to sign replacements that are, one, quality enough to replace him and Jorginho, who were going, by the way. You know what I mean? Zubimendi ain't going to fill them two. We're still going to need someone else. Maybe that is a Douglas Luiz, but then they're going to play a 4-3-3. You still need a left-sided eight. It's a mess. The whole situation is a mess. I don't think we're going to do everything this summer. Why? Because you look at the last summers that we've had. The best we've had is signing 3 or 4 first-team players. We need that now, and about 5 other squad players. Look at the bench in the last 5 months. Look at the bench. I didn't even know most of them. The first game when a lot of our players got injured, you're looking at them thinking, who the fuck are these lot? Like, I don't even know. And I always pride myself of knowing a little bit. I'm thinking, who's this? Who's that? Who's this? Who's that? It's no good. You think Tarek Mitchell, as far as I'm aware, at Crystal Palace, he's going to be a free at this season, a left back. Get him in there. Market opportunity. He's English. Just get him in. Cover him. We got to need a left back. Look at that right side of centre back that North side was saying about when Saliba got injured 2 years ago. 2 years ago, completely derailed our season. Why has he not been replaced? Why has it taken 2 years to still not even replace him? That was 2 years ago. And we're no closer to signing a right-sided centre-back. But then, do you know what he says? Oh, yeah, but we've got Timber now, so Ben White pulls in. Do you know what the problem is with this versatility, people? Is if you're using these one player that cover 2 positions, when that one player is injured, 2 positions ain't covered. It works the opposite way, the other way. But people don't think that. They think, oh, yeah, we've got him. He covers 2 positions. All right, Ben White's injured. Now we ain't got a right-sided centre-back or a right-back cover. Really? And we're also now flogging, what's his name, Urian Timber, after just coming back for an ACL, and he's played pretty much every minute. What do you reckon is going to happen to him next season? What if we carry on with him? What do you reckon is going to happen to him? I don't know how he ain't broken down already. There's just so many things we need to do. 2 strikers. 2 years ago, while Martinelli was having his best season, we tried signing Mudryk for 90 million. What does that tell you? While Martinelli was on fire, Mikel Arteta still knew that he needed another left-sided winger. Why haven't we tried signing another one since? All right, we got Trossard, but that was never a long-term solution. Why hasn't he still not tried covering that? What about Bukayo Saka? We all knew that in flogging him for 4 or 5 years, and I'm surprised he ain't got a shoulder injury because he's carried this team for half a decade. Still hasn't signed anyone. Mikel Arteta either doesn't learn or he takes way too long to learn. The Saliba problem. Why ain't the right side of centre been done? Why? Why are we still needing central midfielders after spending 105 million on Partey? Why are we still needing that? Why do we need another left back after signing 7? Why do we need another backup keeper after we signed about 8? Well, we can just keep going on. It's absolute ridiculous squad building. And the problem is we need about 10 positions. We ain't going to fill them. We ain't going to fill 10 positions. We ain't filled 10 positions in the last 3 years. We ain't filled 10 positions in the last 6 transfer windows if you include the winter windows. What are we doing here? And guess what? 5 years ago, we was also told, oh, yeah, we will never, ever, ever let our contracts and our best players run down 2 years in their deal. Both of your central centre-backs, the cornerstone of your whole spine, have got 2 years left. And you've even let your star boy run down. It's an absolute mess from top to bottom. What are we bloody doing here? Come on, man. It's frustrating. Sorry, I've got.
Oh, and yeah, Aaron.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, and yeah, Aaron, can I comment?
I ain't got nothing to say against that because that's absolute facts. Man said you forgot you will have Tomiyasu. Bro, the reason I forget him is because he's never available. That's the reason. He
You only
forgets
know he's there.
I'm saying.
6 minutes of football this year. 6.
That's what I mean.
What-
but
what-
but it's other players that injury prone, bro. It's not. It's
Oh
not.
yeah,
Tommy.
North side. Can I come in? Aaron, I want to also comment regarding Zinchenko and Jesus once they left my club, and of course, Pep binned them for various reasons because Gabi Jesus was being a crybaby on the bench because he wasn't getting enough game time, and of course Zinchenko producing absolute bozo moments. And when an Arteta at that time got the call from Arsenal that he is in line to replace Wenger at Arsenal, and I was shocked that why I was shocked that he's taken Zinchenko and Jesus, two of our rejects to Arsenal, and Jesus was good for one season. The next season he dropped. Zinchenko again, proving that why he was proving that why he was a one season wonder, and now again you're seeing the signs that why Zinchenko isn't getting enough game time apparently. And of course, I don't know whether he's injured or not, but
I respect the
Yeah.
fact that he wanted game time. I respect that, yeah, because the players are backing themselves. But there's one thing, yeah, you believe in something. There's another thing, reality in it. So I like the fact that they didn't say, okay, well, we're just gonna sit on the bench. But it doesn't mean that we have to take them on board. And this manager's had enough time, yeah, to show people that he can't transform players the way he thinks he can. He hasn't transformed Sterling. He hasn't transformed Zinchenko. He hasn't transformed Jesus. He hasn't got the best out of ESR that left, and then we saw Fulham get the best out of him. He hasn't got the best out of Nketiah. He scored for Crystal Palace the other day. Scored their third goal. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing, yeah. All these players that these men try to tell me, yeah, Arteta's going to get the best out of. Not really. Balogun was out on loan, and he was scoring more goals than he was under Arteta's regime. He was up there with Mbappe that season on loan. Do you know what I mean? So all these players, yeah, that they try to hype up, oh, Arteta's going to get the most out of them. Bro, Nuntavad right now is performing. Guess what? He's not in Arteta's team. All these guys, he says he's going to get the most out of. Fabi Vieira has been putting some performances in for Porto, not under Arteta's regime. There's no surprise. I'm not saying that these players are good enough. I'm just saying, how come other managers and other systems can get the most out of these players or make them look half decent? But when they're here under this manager, they look shit. It doesn't make no sense, bro. The manager, yeah, he's not, the way they try and make it seem like this guy is going to make players into something like that. Bro, he actually makes them regress. Odegaard's never been all that. But do you know what, yeah, when we was 8 points clear, do you know what one thing Odegaard used to do? He used to be a lot more forward thinking when he would receive the ball on the counter. He'd be looking up for the runs from Martinelli and Saka. He was faster at making his decisions. Another 2-3 years under this manager, and all of a sudden he takes too many touches. Martinelli would at least be proactive in getting forward. Now he gets to the edge of the box, holds it, looks for the run from the flipping number 10, or tries to see if he can link up with Saka or sees if he can pass back to Declan Rice. This is what the players have evolved under this manager. It's pathetic, bro. This manager, he's gonna make. No, but hold on. He actually thought, that he's gonna make Calafiori a defender. Why couldn't you make Zinchenko a defender then? If you're so great at making left backs here defensive, why couldn't you do it with Zinchenko? But then you got Calafiori that does the same bullshit, has the same weaknesses in his game, and you think that you're going to be able to make him defensive. Then why couldn't you do it with Kivior? Because Kivio's another one that you signed, and he's fucking atrocious defensively. The manager's a joker, bro. Where people try and make it seem like, oh, you're going to adapt under Mikel Arteta, he's going to unlock you. Unlock what? Most of these players have got worse, if not looking better elsewhere. That's the reality of it. That's the reality, and he's the one that signed him. Does Marquinhos look like he's any closer to getting to this team? I saw news today about Marquinhos. Man's holding bench in Brazil. You're holding bench in Brazil. So if you're holding bench in fucking Brazil, what are you going to do for Arsenal, bro? Come on, what are we doing? You
walking around the favelas, you know.
When Neymar was at Santos, when Neymar was at Santos, was he holding bench or was he a starter? He was their star boy. This is the difference how we recruit. We recruit the Brazilians that hold bench and then think that we're going to be able to get him over here and they're going to be this and that. Real Madrid go there. Rodrigo starter. Neymar starter. All these men starter.
Endrick
starter.
Bobby
It's
Charlton.
a joke, man. It's a joke. But don't worry, I will unlock them, bro. Unlock them, bro. This guy, bro. My guy's a fucking bro. This guy is a flipping fiddler, bro. That's what he is, bro. That's the only thing.
Yeah, and north side, and north side. You won't believe this. When Gabriel Jesus joined you, and when I heard that Arteta's gonna play him as a striker, I'm like, sorry, what? A striker? Haven't you seen enough of Haven't you seen enough of Jesus? He is a proper right winger. He is a right winger, not a striker. What are you doing? Joke, man. I'm telling you.
I meant Vinny, not Neymar. I meant Vinny, but yeah, whatever. My head's gone anyway. I'm just every single time I keep seeing Marquinhos' update over there in Brazil pisses me off, bro. Because
Bro,
we
you know,
got at least on
when
the
you said
free. Then it went
Marquinhos, I thought that you're talking about the defender, bro. I was like, how is he holding bench? And then I clocked that he meant the winger.
Yeah, the winger, bro. The winger, Marquinhos, yeah.
I remember when he cried when he scored the was it Carabao Cup or something?
Yeah, no, it was
No, it was against Zurich, FC Zurich away in the Europa League. 1 win. Started crying when he scored.
Now he's back in Brazil.
He assisted and scored that day, yeah, and he started crying.
Yeah.
And then done nothing else since.
Yeah, weird situation, isn't it? But at least if we win the UCL, you lot can come to our parade with the, you know what I mean, with Macy, man. You know what I mean?
Bit of Macy, he's a geezer, he is.
Well,
He'll be having his WF belts on his shoulder and all, innit?
He don't mind coming, innit? That's the thing.
I like him, man. He's a geezer.
Big up Macy, man.
That's why I can't really banter City, yeah, because I just know, bro, the way they moved in January shows you exactly what they're gonna do in the summer, bro. You know what I mean? And let's say they don't win the league next season, no problem. The season after that, they're winning it because they will continue to be ambitious every window to get there. That's the difference. While Yasser's signing a fucking 17-year-old winger from flipping Portugal that ain't ready. Arsenal are doing bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't ready.
Running and cuckoo.
You didn't know who he was, blood. You know, everyone's don't come and tell me he ain't ready when he didn't know who he was, blood.
I didn't see a lot of him because he's 17 years old. What are you talking about? He ain't ready.
BBC said he's a wonder kid, top wonder kid from Portugal.
Top wonder. When did I say he's a top wonder kid?
No, BBC. I never said you.
Hey, who?
When I said
Oh,
wonder,
BBC. Oh, BBC, yeah? Is that your sources now? Is that your sources?
BBC Sport. Yeah, I read it.
Yo, Yasser's got sources now, you know?
Oh, he's got sources, you know that?
Yasser's looking at BBC for his sources and that. I mean, that's crazy. Jesus Christ, man.
He got 100.
I didn't know you moved like that, bro.
Aaron, you remember teletext?
I do, mate. CFAX.
Bro, in Holland, yeah, this is funny. In Holland, when we used to have games for your clubs, you had to look on teletext to know if the game was on or not. Yeah, and then
the old red button and then like 106 and that.
Yeah. So I used to check teletext if my game's been cancelled or something because of the rain, which meant I didn't have to go to the game, innit? It's crazy. I remember it. We used to use that. Yeah. But yeah, man. Yeah, but we just buying. This is what it is, man. But at least some of our players on loan are actually doing something, innit? So
who?
There you go, man. Trust the process. I don't want to hear you moaning then.
Nah, who?
I don't want to hear you moaning since you're trusting the process.
Definitely ain't Joao Felix, that's for sure.
Joao Felix, but he's traumatized because of the north side. He keeps saying his manager keeps putting him on the bench and when he goes to Portugal and that, it's hurting his feelings, isn't it? His morale's not there. You know them ones. But Santos is doing well. You know what I'm saying? At least my winger in Brazil's not being benched. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? But other than that, bro, we got Spurs. Usually it's an easy win. You know what I'm saying? We're not really worried about playing Spurs. Do you know what I mean? And I hope he plays the high line. You know what I mean? And that'll be good for us. Other than that, I just want top 4 in my UCL, innit? And then I want the season to end. But it's not going to end because we still got the Club World Cup. Yeah, man. But at least he's still signing something, bro. Outside of the window. I'm not talking about the window. At least we're still buying something outside of the window, innit? I'd rather them do something.
You probably buy another 12 keepers or something, and that's the thing, man. It's madness when you add up what Chelsea and Arsenal spent. It's like nearly £2.5 billion, and all they've got to show for it is Havertz up front and fucking Jackson, man. I mean, it's just striking failure, isn't it, man?
Those two in the same sentence, mate. You know what I'm saying? At least my players do something, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what are they doing
running
though?
around?
What are they doing though? But they're not really doing anything. Just like Arsenal's ain't. They're doing nothing.
Yeah, but we ain't phase
one.
one.
3 times more money than them. Well, neither of us are doing anything.
I mean,
You've just failed more.
Did you hear him? Yeah, look at this guy backing it. Hold on, go on, you top Chelsea. Go on, you.
I'm in phase 1, not phase 7, bro. You know what I mean? Man, I keep comparing me with phase 1. Do you know what I mean? That's not fair, bro. Yes, we're not doing well at the moment, and we need to do better. Yeah. We're 4th in the league. I'm not happy with 4th, but next season I want to be at least challenging and winning the league, innit? So they need to do what they need to do to get us there, innit? Otherwise, get rid of Maresca. If we don't win the UCL, you get rid of Maresca, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Man put me on the screen like I'm going to say something that we don't know about.
No. You sounded like a gal there. I can't even lie.
No, bro. Like, you can't. No. But this is the thing. I'm not having this.
Yes, sir, and a gal. But you gal and that.
Yes, it talks football.
10 out of 10 windows. 17-year-olds from Portugal. 10 out of 10 windows. We can develop him. He'll become young. They'll all go world class together. This is what you're saying, Yasser, yeah?
I never said that. Your sources are telling us he's a wonder kid. So if he's not a wonder kid, he'll be sent back the same way Marquinhos.
The thing is, though, is the pool of players that you've got have been signed over 1 year. That's why I say it's not just 1 year and you spent this.
I can't lie, though.
The whole thing's built over the old Clown Lake thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the whole pool of that era, isn't it? For you boys.
My bad, but I looked at I was on Mike's channel the other day, yeah, and I looked with Touchline, and we looked at all the signings, innit? I'm pretty sure there's like only 6 hits. All of the rest of the ones either are on loan.
How many though? You 6 hits. Did you count how many fails? Or are you leaving that stat out? Because I know that Arsenal under Arteta signed 32 and only about 5 or 6 hits. How many of yours are failures? How many have you signed to them 6 hits? Don't leave the big one out. You've had 6 hits. How many have been misses?
Yeah, but listen to this.
How many have been misses? Yeah.
Wait. I don't know, but let me explain it to you. You know that we signed.
Yeah, but 50.
Aaron, wait, bro.
I mean, you've got 7 squads.
Gegenpress.
I'll explain it to you, innit? But this is my thing. I know what we signed way more than 30, innit? I'm trying to say that we've only got 6 hits. If you know we spent 2 billion or whatever it is, that already gives you an idea that it's probably around 30 that failed, innit? I'm not trying to like minimize it. I genuinely don't know how many, because when I looked at the list, there's just bare players, and then some players I don't even know were there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm not gonna make it look like 6. I'm trying to say it's only 6 that have been hit, isn't it? The only few things with us which kind of puts it. We had a few that were in the middle, yeah, where we couldn't really put them at a hit or a miss, and that's only because they might have gone on loan and they're doing really well and they're projected to come back. Like a Petrovic who was with us, but we kept them. But it's like
probably been a 12-hour stream if you'd have gone through all the misses as well. That's fair, wouldn't it?
We actually went through it. It was not 12 hours, mate. But we actually went through all of them, blood, and it was just miss.
It was 11 and a half.
Miss.
Emergency stream.
Yeah.
But man. So I agree, innit? But this is the thing with us, like when we keep talking about the 2 billion, it's not like we didn't spend 2 billion on top players and you see them at the club. In terms of when you look at my lineup, you don't see 2 billion in my lineup. Well, I'm trying to
definitely
1.9 billion is in the basement, blood. The rest is on my lineup. This is what I'm trying to say. The rest is hidden. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? But I do agree that yes, there's a lot of money that has been spent. I can't come here and say no, it's not a lot of money. But at the same time, if you look at when they came in and the overhaul in terms of all the players that we had, the players that had to leave or ended up leaving, like Rudiger and all of those players, yes, we have sold them for either you could say a good amount or a right amount. You know what I mean? All the ones we couldn't sign up for a contract that left, like Rudiger, Christensen, all of them, man. Cool, but then again, Kepa's still on loan. We're trying to sell him in the summer.
Spent on those players, you could have got some of those players to go out on loan, and then half that money that you spent on all those players, you could have fixed the spine. That's where it effed up. You know,
but that's the thing.
That's the biggest fuck up. You didn't complete the squad, and now money's tight. But money's tight because you overspent on players to go out on loan and see if they develop.
Money's tight where? Where's money? Have you ever heard money's tight?
I don't know. I saw some news from Chelsea that you guys to fix the whole spine, you do have to sell some players.
Yeah, because they're rubbish, bro.
Exactly.
Bro, we need to have space.
Okay, so you can
money
keep all those players. You guys can financially keep all those players and still go out there. And you know the spine, the fixing of the spine, you did world-class players. So everyone's coming at a premium. Have you got that money?
We got we got the money. We got the money.
You probably got it for that.
There's a few more hotels to sell in that, isn't there?
Nah, come on, Yasser, bro. You probably got it for a striker and maybe a number 10 if that's what, because you do need competition for Palmer. So you do need.
No. So Felix is gonna come back.
You don't trust Felix, man. The way you not treating this guy, bro, he's like Matilda, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, nah, bro, don't tell me you're giving him. You ain't giving him no chance. Bro. You know what I'm saying? Treating him like the Portuguese Tracy Beaker. He ain't getting no chance.
No, wait. Wait. No, basically, what I'm saying is, I'm not just saying what I want, because if I would what I want, I'll just say get me, I don't know, Isak, you know what I mean, Bastoni left centre back and whatever right centre back, innit?
Have you got the money for that?
No. Brother, I don't know why you keep talking to me like I'm Brighton or something, bro.
Yeah, no, money. So if you don't get those players in, I don't want to hear you telling me, yeah, but you know the maths, and if you look at the accounts, and if you look at the spreadsheet and the Excel sheet and the graph, and
but I think you're getting it wrong. You're getting it wrong. I hear it, but you're getting it wrong. It's never been a money thing, bro. The problem is that
you got 150 for Isak, but Stoney's gonna be what? Pushing 100?
I know, but that's what I want.
No, but
are they gonna get?
Have that money? That's what I'm saying. For what you
want?
Yeah,
they do have that money. It's whether they want to spend it or not. Okay. That's the thing. So this is why they probably thinking, you know what? We have some of the players that we have in the squad. We can still sell, and then we just use that money instead of just wasting it. Well, not wasting it, but straight out of our own pocket.
Who do you think they sell?
They'll get rid of like Badia Shield, Sanchez.
How much do you think Badia Shield goes for? Roughly, just a your estimate.
Like 30 million, innit?
Okay, 30 for Badishiel. Next one.
You're gonna add Chelsea tax though, probably like 45. You don't know how we sell these players, but 50. Don't be surprised if we sell them for like 50 million in the pair or something. But it's like,
so Badishiel, how much money do you think you already have to spend without goals?
We'll probably spend I think we'll spend like what, 200 million.
All right, so you think you got 2 mil, yeah? So Badishiel, let's say you sell him 45. Who else?
Dasasi.
How much you think you go for?
He's another 30 million, bro. Just put 30 million. I don't know, because for me he's a scrub, so I'd say get rid of him for free. But it's one of them ones where I still need to get money for him, innit?
30 M. How much?
Sanchez, I'm paying someone to take him. I don't care.
So you paying?
Yeah, 20 million. I'll give someone 20 million to take him, bro. I'm
minus 20 million,
bro. I ain't got no one in the. It's a hologram, innit? So let me.
Yeah. Who else?
Juice Brujo we're getting rid of.
Already?
Really?
Oh,
he's a failure. Yeah,
he's a failure.
Failure!
Oh, let me explain.
Drink water settings, innit?
No, but we only got him, because he knew the system, because he played on the Maresca.
Yeah.
So bringing him over would make the transition.
His system in now.
They never got a chance.
Yes, is believing though, Aaron. Yes, phase 1. How much you get for?
Brother, if I don't win the UCL, this.
How much you think you get for drink water? How much? Just a rough estimate.
I love the fact we called him.
He's like 20 million, bro.
20 million, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and who else?
Nkunku, 60 million.
You ain't getting 60 million for him.
Okay, 50.
Come on, man.
I'm trolling.
Come on,
50, bro.
Yeah, you're definitely trolling now. You're still trolling at 50. Come on, Yasser. If Arsenal come in for him, you'd get the 60, 100%. But other than Muggy Arsenal, bro, you're not getting fucking 40 or 50.
Back.
Only Arsenal pays for that. Yeah.
Okay, so how much you get for him? Do you think 30, 40?
Now, don't take the mick, bro. It's Chelsea, bro. We're telling for 50.
That's a Borussia Dortmund signing, 30, 40 million quid.
Huh?
45 or 50, bro. Just choose
45,
one.
45, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I know he's gonna choose the lower, but okay, cool, no problem. Okay, man. All right, cool, no problem. Who else? I don't even know who else in my squad. One sec.
Colwell.
There's so many here. There's a whole. It's like the 8 It's like the yellow page.
Colwell.
Yes, it's gonna be like that. Got about a second ahead of me there, Northside.
That's crazy. I can't lie.
Man's got laminated cheeks like Ollie, bro. You know?
So the tears don't fucking spill all over it, and it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yo, I
Wait,
think
so hold on.
I think
Without
yo,
the alleged 200 M's here that you said that you guys have got to spend,
yeah,
you've got 100 and you'll make 130 M's
yeah.
by your estimate on player sales.
Yeah.
So 330 M's, cool. You could get Isak for 150. You can go and get Bastoni. Let's say Bastoni goes to like 90, 100. Cool. That's already 250.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You got about what 80 left, 80 M's left. You need a what, a DM? Who would you get?
A DM or what?
A DM to rotate, innit? Oh no, you need a goalkeeper. You need a goalkeeper for that.
Oh, you need a
Yeah,
goalkeeper.
bro. Midfield. Forget about midfield. I
I
need to
reckon
go.
you're going to end up with Ramsdale, yes, sir.
But this is what's going on.
I
Let
don't
me
know
explain
why.
it.
I feel like
Apparently,
you're going to go for Ramsdale if he gets
so
relegated.
Yeah, wait, Ramsdale's an upgrade, bro. You should go for
Think about it
Ramsdale.
like this, though. Midfield is covered because Santos is coming back from loan. So we don't have to. That's an option of the bench. And then we have that Amugu guy, apparently, whatever. Or he's going to go Strasbourg. I don't know. But we got Santos coming in it.
Okay.
Goalkeeper, Petrovic is having some amazing season, whatever they want to say over there. He might come back. And then we might get rid of Sanchez and get another goalkeeper in it. You get make sense? Now, I'm not necessarily with that. I'd rather just get a bad man goalkeeper and move on.
What goalkeeper would you want to get? For you.
My problem is I would say Mike Magnan, but he's black, fam. And we've seen what happened to Onana, fam. So I can't say that.
Onana been that bozo.
You always come over and embarrass us, bro. I don't know.
Yes, sir. What about Diego Costa?
But I'm worried about the north side tax, fam.
What do you mean the north side?
He plays well, but then he doesn't, bro. You know? Okay, cool. Okay, Diego Costa. But how much is Diego Costa, though?
I'm probably selling you like 40,
60. I think 60.
I think 50.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, okay, 60. I heard about that.
All right, 60. Okay, you got 20 M's left.
I got 20 M's left.
Yeah, the money. If you get Bastoni, you get Isak, and then you get him, you got 20 M's left. Yeah, you see, money running out, bro. Yeah, you ain't past goal on Monopoly, bro. You ain't picking up 200 M's, 200 million. Yeah. What's going on now?
They've been buying too many old Kent Road players. Do you know what I mean, man? What their quality of players just in the bin, mate. You know what I mean? Like Whitechapel and Old Kent Road, like absolute dusty fucking brown bins. They need some fucking bit of purple Mayfairs. Do you know what I mean? In Park Lanes that they used to be signing. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. So you lot are looking at it from like we need to sell to buy, innit? If that's how you're looking at it, we don't necessarily need to do that, but it will help us recover the money that we end up spending. Like I know, from what I read and that, it looks like we might just get Liam Delap, Gehi from what's that, from Crystal Palace, and like we linked to Hyson, that centre back from Bournemouth that everyone wants.
What's his name? It's gone out my head.
Hoyson, and then
do you know who's good? Christians. Is it Christensen for Fulham? He's not a bad little signing at centre back. You know that. He's not good. Is it Christensen or whatever his name is? He's not bad.
Is he not from Leicester?
What's the Fulham centre back? Maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe I'm like my.
Is he from Leicester though? Christensen, I thought he's from Leicester, bro.
No, I don't know. There's a Fulham centre back. I've probably got the name wrong then a little bit, but Anderson, that's the one. Christensen.
He left.
Yeah, they're all. Oh, is it? Oh, wow. Oh, shit.
Remember, he was at Crystal Palace. Anderson.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, he left and went to Fulham. Because remember, I think,
that's he left. It's a Fulham. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bad man, but I think he's starting to. I don't know.
Yeah, for the players that you want, sir. For the players that you want, you do need to sell to get the players that you want.
Yes, to recover the money that we end up spending.
Yeah,
to take less of a hit.
Okay, so that was my point. You do need to sell to get the quality that you need. to get all the players that you need. You got the
Yeah,
money,
okay, cool. We need
but
to
you ain't
but
got the
I'm
money.
not broke. The way you made it look like I need to go penny pinch and that.
Look at him, how dare you?
Turn my piggy bank upside down.
Northside. Can I add this in there as well?
Northside.
Northside, I've got to add this in there as well. Yeah, it's all well and good that Chelsea want these players. Have they got the clout to go and get them now? In terms of, yes, they've got the financial means to go and get them. Have they got the club pulling power at this minute to go and get an Isaac? To go and get a Bastoni?
Yes, I think if they get Champions League, I think they're in a strong position.
It'd be easier. I think it would be easier if you get top 4, but I don't think there's ever really been a problem with us getting players, even when we've been 10th and 12th, bro.
Man City aside, because they've got Haaland and that, they won't go. If Arsenal and Liverpool were actively in for an Isaac and a Bastoni and were willing to spend the money to get him, would he still choose Chelsea over them two? Currently, where they've been for the last couple of years, knowing that Arsenal have, the Arsenal's still been a failure. I totally get that. They are closer to Chelsea, and same as Liverpool haven't just won a Premier League. If both of them, if all three of them clubs were in for them two players, would Chelsea get them?
Yeah, I think the only thing is that if we're in the UCL, I think whoever comes in might trust us more to actually do something there. I'm not having a dig. It's just that we've done things in that competition, and they know that potentially we might have
a totally different squad, though.
Yeah.
Manager.
Yeah, you also have to look at that. So it's not just the UCL, in my opinion, but I also think that helps. I think that just helps. It's just an additional thing. But in terms of can we get players, I think we can. Because we don't necessarily always overpay for players, and especially now with the whole wage bill and paying people X amount of money or giving them all these contracts. Because the way our contract things works, we'll give them like a 5-year.
Being successful though, yes sir. Like a lot of that, was tax from being successful, winning major honors, getting over the line, where players are like, okay, this is a club that I can win. I don't know if players are still looking at your club as a regime that know what they're doing, that are gonna win major honors. The ownership know what they want. The manager, if the manager doesn't work out, he ain't going to be here for long because we're going to go out and get a top class manager, best in class. I think that was a lot of what you got because of off of the back of being successful for so long.
Yeah, the Roman thing.
The longer that you're away from that, the less players are looking at your club like that, because that's something from the previous regime.
Yeah.
But the new regime, it's like they're looking at it thinking, okay, this ain't Roman. Why is this manager still here if he doesn't get top 4, or if you don't win the UCL? Why is he still staying here? You know what I'm saying? It's a different kind of club, and with it becoming a different type of club, players look at it differently.
Yeah,
I've seen it with my club. Do you know what I'm saying? I used to see like ballers when I come to my club. Now, a lot of the ballers like, nah.
Yeah, I get it. So the longer you stay away from winning, the less attractive you become, innit?
Yeah, because they're like, well,
I understand what you're saying. You do still have that little pull, innit?
Current regime,
always
not
Arsenal.
Regime. Do you get it? And in current regime, you lot ain't moving like that. Even in any sense, the players, the manager appointments, everything. You're not moving serious like that. So they probably look at it and think, right, like, well, this ain't the Chelsea of old, innit? So what am I judging it based on? Like, if we're looking at what this regime is, what am I giving my career to? What kind of club is this? Even you lot don't really fully know what kind of club this is, because it's all over the place. So I'm sure managers and scouts are going to be looking, and agents are going to be like, yo, you want to really go there? It looks like a hot mess. It doesn't look like it's cohesive.
It's an unknown, innit? The problem is because they're doing a lot of things in a way that it's not the way that we usually would do things, or we haven't seen, not necessarily haven't seen before, but it's an unusual way to run a big club, yeah? It's more the way we're looking at it. It's like we can't really say the ownership thing becomes unpredictable, so we don't really know exactly how they would move or what they would do. Whereas if you had a Roman or one of the other owners, whatever you want, you're almost like, cool, when the summer hits, we'll get those players that we didn't get. You kind of know what's gonna happen, or the manager will get sacked. You could kind of get an idea of what moves the ownership can do, or the board members, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. Whereas now it's almost like we second guessing everything. Not necessarily second guessing, but it's almost like they might do this, or they might do that, or they might do this. You kind of get what I'm saying, and then we'll see what happens in the transfer window, and then we just judge the transfer window by the way it ends up working out, innit? That's kind of what happens, because otherwise you don't really know what can happen. Like, you don't really know what they might do. You kind of get what I'm saying?
you're in a situation where it's very likely for you to get mercenaries, just like Arsenal, to get players where they're like, okay, let me go there. If I'm outside the big six, I'll go there. All of a sudden, my social media, in terms of money that I get away outside of football, but around my brand goes up, and I use your club in that sense. Whereas my brand and everything around me will elevate and become Chelsea, and then I'll dip because you're a stepping stone. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what Arsenal become. That's what Tottenham is as well. It's a stepping stone. Big fan base, a lot of money, a lot of eyes. You're going to get in European competitions. You're not going to get over the line. The ownership ain't serious. Everything's distorted. But you as a player, you can progress. This is why we had so many players at Arsenal being able to Haleb go on to play for bigger teams. Alex Song, Fabregas, Adebayor, all this because we're stepping stone. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a very attractive club to come to if you're outside the big six. Like you as a player, look at Alexis Sanchez. He came in the same time as Di Maria, comes to Arsenal, performs, all of a sudden, boom. You know, linked to big clubs around the world. This is what those clubs are, innit? And if you guys, the longer you guys don't get serious, the more players will look at you as that. As like, yo, we'll come here, we'll perform, but you lot ain't you're not the destination, innit? You're just part of the journey, guys. That's what you are. You're part of the
destination, guys, not the journey, guys.
Arsenal Stadium, blood, to get to us, blood. You know them ones, yeah. The journey you're talking about.
Yeah, because Liverpool right now, yeah. If I'm a player and I'm thinking out of all three, yeah, and obviously just looking at it, Arsenal, Chelsea coming for me, Arsenal, Liverpool. I'm thinking, rah. If I'm looking right now, Liverpool, yes, they don't dominate, but I'm gonna win because this regime keeps winning. They had Klopp era, they didn't dominate, they won everything. They get Slot. The team needed rejuvenation. Yes, cool. But that ownership has proven that they can get you back to the top. You can't deny that. Whether it's next season they hold the Premier League or not, but they always know how to build to get the right sporting director, the right manager. They'll get some players people question. We'll still get them up there, and I'll still win. Chelsea, massive question mark if I'm winning major honours. Arsenal ain't proven it in the last 20 years. Why am I choosing those regimes? At Liverpool, I can go there. I won't dominate. I'll still pick up cups. Cups, I'm definitely picking up. Premier League, I'll pick up, even if I pick up in the next 4 years, but I'm picking it up. Champions League, they got heritage, so I can pick that up as well. The ownership isn't the greatest, but it's not the worst. Why am I not going to go Liverpool? They'll pay me decent wage, and I'm going to go there. Do you know what I mean? It's a no-brainer. As it currently stands in regime, FSG is better than all of us. Right now, it's better than all of us.
My days. Yeah. Mine, I can't say, but FSG, bro. Like, my problem with them is that they're good. The best thing about them is literally, what's it called? Manager ID. Remember, after Klopp, they've still managed to get a good manager. Despite all the other issues that they have, whether it's contracts, whether it's players' injuries, and not buying backup players. I think not buying players to rejuvenate the squad, whatever you're talking about, yeah? If you go there, you might be in like a trend situation where you go over there and realize these men are not spending money. So,
but he's not leaving there thinking I'm not winning major honours. That's the difference. With us, it's like we're not winning major honours right now.
But how long have they worked? Like compared to City, and I know City's the rare one, yeah. What have they like? They've just won in like once in a while, like once in 2 years or 3 years. Yes, along the way they've won cups, but my team's been in the final with them. Although Carabao Cups they won, they beat us in the finals in the last couple of years. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's not us not getting over there. We were getting there. We got there with Poch, bro. We didn't win it. I hear it, but I'm trying to say that we were getting to finals, isn't it? The problem
but you're not getting over the line though. Like,
but bro, we need to win.
You're not going to win right now. Right now, as it stands, you're not winning the Champions League, in my opinion.
Yes.
You're not winning the Champions League. You're not close to winning the Premier League. You're not. Yeah. So it's like, as a player right now, yeah. Let's be real, Yasser. Yeah, I'm going Liverpool, bro. I'm going Liverpool. Even with all the deficiencies, they're still doing what our clubs aren't doing, which is still picking up the cup, still winning league titles, are getting a manager, ain't waiting for phase 2, phase 3, which your manager's still within phase 1, phase 2. He needs to build, he needs his players, he needs this, he needs that. They don't need to do that. And I'm not saying that their regime isn't faultless, because there is faults, yeah. But bro, they're picking up the major honors, bro. They're not just not dominating. Are there faults? Yeah, but every fault you aim at them, we can aim a bunch at you. You're not spending the money, but you're spending it on players that ain't doing it.
This is what I was gonna say. You and I spend money, but we waste it. We kind of waste it a little bit. You get it?
a little bit,
They
a
don't
lot.
spend money, but they might be winning. Cool, but the problem is they're gonna have to end up spending a lot of money at once to get.
Okay,
just
but when
things
they
like-
buy, Gravenberch, I didn't think he was all that.
yeah,
I've
but
been
no,
proven wrong.
no. But this is the thing. Yeah, Davante can tell you, Gravenberch was like a wonder kid or something from a young age. He was known.
Okay, so why are they scouting better players than us then? Because a lot of the time they're hitting the nail on the head.
You ain't got
Okay,
scouts. You ain't got scouts, and my scouts were on standby, innit? Because you had new
it's
owners.
a better regime, but that's what I'm saying. But that all falls under the ownership. They put the right people in those positions though.
It's
So
called
still a
data
better ownership.
AI, bro. They're using AI. Michael Edwards is using AI, bro. You don't know about Michael
GBT,
Edwards,
find me a winger, find me a goalkeeper.
bro. He's using AI and he's getting the list, and then, bro, he's just asking him which player suits Klopp. Klopp says he wants Goretzka. No, what do you want? He wants that Goretzka guy. He said, no. You
Just
get
give
Salah.
them their props, yes, man.
I'll give them the props, though. I told you, bro. Edwards is known. They call Edwards the data guy, bro. When Klopp wanted certain players, he ended up saying, no. This is what the data says. We're gonna get Sadio Mane and Salah. They ended up buying them, innit? So I'm not taking it away from them. They made right signings, but how do I trust my man to do it again? Because his laptop was doing Windows Update last summer. You know them ones. He missed the whole summer. He didn't buy no players, bro. And he's just going back. Okay, you know what? We like Chiesa. And then during that time, they were buying Klopp was buying players, yeah. Bro, he buys players based on what he's seen from them. So if you go and play Benfica and Nunes bangs a hat trick, buy him. Minamino scores, buy him. That's not scouting, bro. That's like me playing against City and then Haaland scores, buy him. You know that ones, bro.
No, I hear that. Yeah. When they got Edwards and people like that, they're making the right decision based on what they're building, innit? And it's getting over the line and winning stuff. So it works for them, and they're getting, you know what I mean? The proof's in the pudding. They're winning. They're winning the trophies, innit? Like that's the biggest thing that I have with the Cronkies, and I always say this: it's not about spending the money; it's how you're spending the money, and then you're not making those people accountable for the mismanagement of money. And I know you lot at Chelsea are feeling the same way. It's like you can't say that Clear Lake ain't spent money. It's like, bro, why do we not have specialists that are great at their job? Pay money to the good people running the club, and everything else will fall in line. You already got the bread.
Yeah, exactly. That's always been my thing. My thing's been cool. We hear that you're spending all that money. We get it. And part of the reason was because it was in the contract when they bought the club that they had to spend a certain amount of money. Roman put it in there because he didn't want them to buy it and just be cheapskates. So he kind of wanted owners that was showing that they actually wanted the club, and that was part of the reason why they signed to keep they couldn't sell for 10 years or whatever. That's also one of the reasons why you've seen them spend so much so early. It's not just because you had to rebuild the squad, but also because they had to spend that certain amount of money in the beginning, innit? On top of that, you also have like if you look at our squad right now, we only need like, if you looked at the January one specifically, if they just plugged some of the holes in terms of like getting a striker, getting a goalkeeper or something, that would have helped the balance. And then maybe the players that you couldn't get in the January, get them in the summer. Then you don't have to really think about the main squad anymore. You get it? Kind of, you could put your focus a little bit somewhere else. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's just having that balance, because sometimes you get to the type of, even when I looked at PSG the other day when they played Liverpool, a couple of weeks back or a month ago, whatever it was almost they doing the same kind of thing as us. Because when Neymar and that man left, they said we're gonna just play French players or whatever they wanted to do. But you can see they have so many young players, but they have a mixture of experience. Marquinhos in the back, the goalkeeper's experienced. Yeah, he might be young. Hakimi, they have a mixture, innit? So we might have some of that, but we need some of that in the right positions. That's my thing. So for me, it's a goalkeeper, centre back. We need a striker, innit? That's the main ones that we need to cover, like ASAP. And from what I've heard is that we will cover it, but will we cover it with that level of player, or is it a player that can be valuable in next year, whatever it is? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. No,
It's just that's really what's going on. And the reason I can't always say what I think the club will do is because they're unpredictable.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? That's our problem. So they go and get a Felix and an Nkunku or whatever you call them, where they are players that are on the higher echelon, or the good players, what we call them, wherever. and you think, oh, they might have changed the plan again, or they go and get a Sancho and all that, and then you go and get a guy 17-year-old from Portugal. You get it? It's just confusing, bro, because you think, oh, they might have stopped doing it, and then in the summer they go for Gahey, but they don't really go for him. Like, do you get what I'm saying? It's just a bit confusing. So I'm at a stage where I'm just observing, so I can get enough data to understand how these men are thinking, so I can know what they're doing, innit? But at some point it'll be too late because you're wasting too much time. You get what I'm saying?
I think it's the perfect time for you lot to have the Roman approach now. Get the world-class players in now. Get the ballers in now. There's enough players to cover positions. You just need quality now. Like all this youth, you ain't gonna get over the line with solely youth. So
yes,
one of them ones where we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do, man. But big up Devante, Aaron. You know what I mean? AK, Yasser. Big up to everyone. We are gonna have a show at 11:30. Me and Lee. We've got a bit of a cooking to do. I need to go do my clips. You know what I'm saying? I got to do my homework, and we will.
You gotta do your homework. We're gonna cook outside.
Videos.
We're gonna cook outside,
bro. I saw certain shows. Yeah, I was like, oh, really? Okay, we'll save that. Oh, really? Okay. So we got it there. We got it.
We're keeping receipts. Here we go.
Northside's been on awake all night. You know, we'll just watch screen recording and sitting. clip. You know that one.
No, we're gonna see what they got to say in it. Some of these people, bro, that got something to say. You know, Pop Belly Babs, he's gonna be the star of the show.
Was it?
Oh my lord, this guy.
Northside. Is Eagle on the list this time again?
The list.
Bro, is he on the list?
He's on the list. Trust me.
I'd be gobsmacked if he weren't. I mean, come on, man. Giving.
Yeah, he's on default based on a technicality, you know.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Anything these top gooners say, after bashing us and talking about us and all this time, I gotta just VAR it, bro. I gotta go VAR. Let's go VAR. See what you lot are saying on streams, innit? That's what we gotta do. So 11:30. It's gonna be a good show. Trust me. You're gonna see a lot of the delusion and the waffling from this fan base now.
Oh, I will be there.
But yeah, man. Now, big up, man. Big up to all of you lot. We're going to redirect to Lee. He's got the watch along. Northside raid on the
Northside. I'm going to collect their tears in this mug and sip it. Drop by drop.
There you go. We're out. Love.